Hell yeah. Hey, that's alright. Have you guys seen the commercial with, damn, what is it, Black Rifle Coffee Company? Where they're getting into the helicopter and he's like, where are we going? They get into the helicopter with like light machine guns and assault rifles on, and they're like, where are we going? He's like, Jimmy John's. Ooh, I love their sandwiches. This is that moment. I'm trying to figure out how would I increase. Yeah, we're in a new area. Alright, are we assaulting this piece? I don't need it. Oh, that's scary. There's somebody we have to interrogate here. Yeah, fuck it, land it. Land it, let's do it. Alright. Hold up 1 second.
This is Nomad. We're boots down in Montauk. What have you got for us?
Montauk is Santa Blanca's primary training
Yeah,
ground.
I'm right here with you.
They've got a number of military-style training camps in the province and bring in recruits
beast.
from all over South America. And Muro is spending
beast.
big money to bring people in with special forces background to train cartel recruits. The senior instructor is rumored to be former U.S. military, but we don't know much more than that. I need you to gather intel on the cartel's training ops and get me an ID on the senior instructor.
Is there only
copy,
two?
Bowman. We'll get on it. Let's go activate that rebel radio transmitter.
Alright,
Help them get out the good word.
Then.
Going to be a lot of SB once we do.
Hold on, there's something over here that we can interrogate or work with. Oh, here we go. Locate skill points, locate supply raids, or locate rebel ops. Which one y'all want? Okay, well I got skill points. Alright, well I got skill points. David Quinn! My man.
That tango's down.
Good job. Alright. Should be
Clear
good.
over here.
Check it out. Weapons case.
Is that a weapon?
I've been wanting one of these.
Nice. MP5. Alright, what is this bad boy? Start? Yep. Oh no, defend the rebel radio. Shit. Hey, I'm going to lay
Have I
mines.
seen this?
Looks like some sort of cartel training camp.
I'm going to lay
When
mines.
Bowman and all the new recruits come through here. Santa Blanca hires ex-military guys as trainers. Not just Mexicans either. Some of them come from Russia, Africa, Israel. Even had a couple from the U.S.
What's got to happen?
Nothing good. More cartel handiwork. Fucking animals. We're clear.
Not live in chains. Take up arms with our hermanos, and no one can stand up between us and our freedom. Stand together, and we will fight.
We got company.
Oh, I got
Luchemos!
plenty.
Luchemos!
That's alright, I got an M203. I've been sniping helicopters for a minute.
Okay.
I ask you, mis hermanos y hermanas, how long must we
Way
endure
too
this?
fucking high.
How long must we let them take our land?
We got a
How long
chopper.
must we let them poison our children? How long must we let them destroy our country?
Oh my god, I hit it with an M203.
Got that covered.
There's one down. There's one down.
Until we take up arms, join forces,
Come on.
and fight back.
Rise up just a little bit.
Clear.
No one can stand up to the cartel supreme.
Oh my god, and I hit it with another one.
There is no way they can stop us.
It's okay. Hey, back up to that C4.
That's one less bad guy.
Oh, there it is. Yep, that's alright.
The Sicarios are shooting the hell out of this emitter.
That's right. It was where Tyler was at. Sorry, that was my fault. I should have called that out, let y'all know where it was. As soon as he died, I detonated it and I got him. So C4's out.
Demo's primed and in
Over here, it's
place.
the same thing. It's at the same corner. I placed it a little bit further up so we can push up a little bit more. We've still got. Is it one mine? Yeah. We've still got one mine on the road behind us, just in case another car comes up. So we're in pretty good shape.
And we will solve
We got
these
20
problems
seconds left.
one bullet at a time.
They don't seem to be too difficult. Not yet, anyways. Yeah, not yet. I mean, it's only the beta.
Man, I thought you were coming out with a grenade.
What's up, everybody? It's YG God Complex, and today we're taking a look at Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now, all the footage in the video that you're going to be seeing is from the open beta, which just ended, but I wanted to go ahead and give you my thoughts on the game, the positives and the negatives, and see what you think. Alright, so moving right on into the good. The things that UB did really, really well in this game. First off, in the opening clip, you're going to see a helicopter ride where I was riding with my buddy Raids, and you're going to see the map, the scenery. The map is the most beautiful thing about the game, one of the most attractive things that I've seen, probably the sexiest map that I've seen in any game, period. And that was the most appealing part of the game right off of the bat. The map was very impressive. Secondly, the guns in the game. They felt great. They're very fluid, very responsive. Even the guns that I got from the bosses, which you do get some weapons from the bosses when you drop them, and me and Raids and the rest of our squad were able to drop all the bosses that were available in the open beta. So we did get to play them all. We got all the weapon caches as well, and I didn't really feel that there was one gun that was significantly better than the others. All the customization features for the guns that you get really lets you tweak them to your play style. So the guns were definitely a selling point for me. I love that. Also, transitioning from third person to first person while aiming down the rail of the gun is a little bit of an awkward mechanic, but they did it really well. It's very fluid going back and forth. You can also, on the PlayStation 4, you can click your right thumbstick and it will back the screen out from down the rail back into the third person view, much like The Division. It's very fluid when it did this. I liked it. I play pretty much assault the whole time, so I'll switch back and forth. 50% of the time I sit in each of the stances depending on how I'm assaulting whatever it is that I'm going for. So the next thing, if you are a player who likes Grand Theft Auto, very much how the open world, it's really shaped and molded by the community. You get out of the game what you put in terms of creativity. So where me and my squad, whenever we raided towns, you know, we would raid towns on the back of tractors and bulldozers because fuck it. We made car bombs, helicopter bombs, even had some tractor drag racing events in open fields. It was a ton of fun. So as creative as your mind lets you go is really what you're going to be getting out of this game, and I really love that freedom. The next and last thing that I thought was really unique was the gear and utility that's at your disposal through skills and equipment. So you get like drones. You can actually specialize to have your drone explode, so you can run a drone into a camp or something like that and blow it up. You get the drones, much like your binoculars. You can spot targets, which is really helpful, especially if you have a good player on Overwatch like my buddy Raids. And then being able to use different types of explosives, non-lethal grenades. You get to utilize rebel resources in the area like mortars and reinforcements to cause distractions and such like that. It gives you a lot of freedom in terms of tactical play, so you can really plan out your attack. You did a great job here. All in all, the gameplay absolutely sold me with the game, regardless of the bad and the concerns that we're going to talk about here in just a minute. The gameplay was so much fun, especially with a squad, and the freedom that you have when playing tactically, or even if you want to, you know, go loud and run and gun and that kind of thing. I'm sure that's great, but not really my cup of tea. If you're going to let me play tactically, that's the way that I prefer to go. It was more than enough to sell me. The beta alone, I didn't have it pre-ordered before I played the beta, and a day after playing the beta, I went ahead and pre-ordered the game. I think it's going to be a great buy. Probably one of the best co-op experiences of the year as well. Alright, so on to the bad. And it's not necessarily bad, but more or less a concern that poses a unique obstacle for Ubisoft, and it'll be interesting to see how they address it. And that is the map. The map is actually too damn big in my opinion. It's gorgeous and probably the sexiest map I've seen in any video game yet, but the open world concept does really well in games like Grand Theft Auto, which we'll use for example. In Grand Theft Auto, 85 to 90% of the map is in densely populated cities. There's a couple countries, but most of it you're always going to be in the city for the most part. It's densely populated, very chaotic when things go down, and it works really, really well. Well, in Ghost Recon, we're not in a city, we're in Bolivia. At least as what we could see, we only got 2 areas. So if I'm wrong when the game fully releases, I'll release a video changing my opinion for better or for worse, to kind of fill you guys in on where I stand. But the areas that we got in the open beta, they were fishing villages, little farms, tiny towns, and that kind of thing. So it wasn't densely populated at all. Me and my squad, what we found is that we were hurry up and wait. We would go assault a town for 45 seconds to a minute. We did get into one really lengthy fight, but that was 1 out of 5 hours worth of gameplay. And we would assault the town, we would get the Unidad to attract to us, and it would take them a substantial amount of time to reinforce the city because the map is so big. It even takes the enemies a lengthy period of time to reinforce. So I feel that maybe shorter respawn times or quicker reinforcement response times or something along those lines. So maybe that will help it out. Who knows? We'll just see how UB approaches it.
You got 2 coming in. You got them both.
Now, on the concerns. And these are just my personal concerns as a player, personal preferences, things I like in games, especially a game like Ghost Recon. So just some little concerns that I would like to see how UB addresses it. And so, I could totally be wrong. This is purely subjective in my opinion, so agree or disagree, but this is kind of where my mind's at with Ghost Recon. There's 27 bosses, so my first concern is longevity. 27 bosses, which sounds like a lot. It only took us 5 hours and 2 minutes exactly to clear 2 boss areas. That includes collecting all their major intel, numerous joyriding and goofing off kind of segments just to cause some chaos, what little we could. And so even with collecting the major intel to locate the boss, kill the boss, on the 3rd of 4 hardest difficulties in the game, we rarely ran into any tight situations, especially if we were playing tactically. It just seemed that we cleared through the content rather quick, which worries me in terms of longevity. So I know there's a season pass and there's going to be more depth and more to be released, more content to play. However, I don't see where there's going to be any replay value. You're going to clear it out and the game's going to be over, and so I'm just worried about the length of the game, the longevity. We know with the Division in terms of the open world aspect, and for the Dark Zone, UB thought that it would just do all the work for itself because it was open world, and whatever the players wanted to do, the players can make it happen, basically. Well, it didn't work. It fell flat on its face in the Division, and UB did a complete 180 with that game. They totally turned it around. So I recommend checking out the Division if you haven't played it in a very long time. But it's a concept that UB was not successful with in the past, so we'll just see how it goes. Number 2 is going to be depth. I didn't see any reason to farm or to go back any other areas like in the Division where you would play multiple missions back to back because there was stuff to farm. In this game, from what I could tell in the open beta, there were set weapon drops. So weapons come from bosses, and they come from weapon caches and accessory caches and stuff like that. There was no gear customization for anything other than purely aesthetics. So I didn't see a reason to farm and continue to go over any other areas. Which is a little concerning just because I really like to optimize builds. That's kind of my niche, sort of my thing. So I was just kind of hoping to see more of that, and there wasn't any of that at all, at least not in the open beta. So I don't at this point feel that there was any reason to replay the game other than just to enjoy it with a squad of people. So my ultimate fear is that Ubisoft is just being nearsighted again. Just like the Dark Zone with the Division, they're just putting so much emphasis on this open world, on this player-created content type of ordeal where what the players put in is exactly what you're going to get out of the game, and they're just going to kind of leave it. So I'm a little concerned with nearsightedness. The upside is Ubisoft is notorious for working with its community to making things better. Just like the Division, they sent people out there to their facilities to kind of do a focus group, find out what they could do to make the game better, and they completely turned the Division around. So I think that Ubisoft's hard work has earned my optimism with the game. I still pre-ordered it no matter what. So I'm going to be very interested in covering it very closely on my channel to see how Ubi responds once some of the feedback comes out about the game and see how players react. And this may not bother you, neither of these issues may be a big thing to you. If so, go get the game, do yourself a favor. I still got the game anyways, as I said. It's just something that I would be very interested to see how Ubi addresses. So, just some final closing thoughts on top of this. All in all, this was an open beta. And the nature of the beast with an open beta is there could be connectivity issues, which I did not experience any. Well done on that by Ubi. And there's going to be some content that's missing. Whether they withhold it for marketing purposes or they just decide not to release it in the beta altogether. So if there are some things that are missing and when the game releases it changes my opinion for better or for worse, I'll release another short talking video just to kind of tell you why my opinion changed one way or the other. I loved the game, even though I have some concerns and things that I would like to see addressed, and I'm interested to see how the community responds and then how Ubisoft will respond to the community once those concerns are addressed. So if you like Grand Theft Auto in the open world mechanic, I recommend this game. If you like The Division for the third-person shooter, but you wanted a little more open world, you wanted to be able to play a sniper with a little more emphasis on long range, I absolutely recommend it. If you want to play, in my opinion, what will probably be one of the best co-op experiences of the year, I highly recommend you buying it. I did. So we'll just see what happens with my concerns. We'll see where it goes from there. We'll just stay optimistic. So if you liked the video, please like and comment below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more coverage on this and many other games that are currently out right now that I'm still covering. If you would like to discuss this game, I would be very interested in some conversation, so feel free to find my Facebook page at facebook.com/YGTheGod and we can discuss it. I'm very interested to see how the community responds. Alright, thank you very much for watching the video and take care. There should be one more back here somewhere. Thermal's on. I'll find him. Got him. God, thermal vision's amazing.